Hey, what's up, my people? How you doing? My name is Dalton, and this is Dalton My World. Now, I got some important information for you. Two main things that I wanted to talk to you about. I'm just going to go over it quickly. It may really affect your life, so you might want to listen to this. I'm going to go over it quickly. One of them is going to be for a friend of mine dealing with iOS 15, okay? And the other is going to be about T-Mobile, all right? And I'll be back in about 20 seconds, and we can rap about this. Also, I'm outside, so if you hear any noise, that's out of my control. Peace. All right, the main thing I want to talk to you about is that the first thing is T-Mobile, okay? If you have not heard on the news, I'm not even sure they put it on news because a lot of times they try to keep it quiet, okay? But T-Mobile has been hacked, okay? T-Mobile has been hacked big time. And that includes any of the people that use this T-Mobile line, such as, let's say, for instance, if Boost Mobile used T-Mobile, or if Metro PC used T-Mobile, if they're if they use it, then or use their line, then guess what? That affects you as well. Okay, so um, you will get, by law they have to notify you. They don't have to notify you immediately, but they do have to notify you now. To tell you my experience, you will get a piece of mail in your mailbox. It will not have anything major on it. It may even look like an advertisement. Do not throw it away because it's going to give you detailed information of how bad the hack was, and it was really bad. It was so deep in which people have your personal information. I'm talking like your social security number, your address, all that stuff. That's how deep and bad it was. Um, you what I usually do, and I would suggest you do, is I would make sure I take copies, at least 3 to 4 copies of that letter, and you keep the original. Okay, I'm gonna tell it again. You hear that? That's to let you know this is serious. Keep the original and make 3 or 4 copies. Reason you want to do that is because there's certain organizations that you're going to have to notify. I think the Federal Trade Commission, yes, literally federal organizations that you're going to have to notify that you've been hacked. Also, you want to notify one of the 3 main uh, credit bureaus, like Experian, TransUnion. You get the idea. Uh, you're going to let them know, all right? And I would send them a copy of the very letter that was sent to you. And a lot of times what they're going to do is they're going to give you, and you can request a free credit report, okay? That way you can use your credit report to go through it and see if anybody has been using your information. Also, I would check my anything that I use for money. I don't care if it's a prepaid debit card, anything. Do your best to get a printout of that. Even if it's a digital printout, to see if some small charges in which you do not recognize have been put on. Some people, put on that card, because some people will make small charges to see if you recognize, to see if they can actually get through, and then before they do the big ones. Okay, not everybody, but some crooks do that. All right, so you want to definitely check that out. Okay, and if you haven't gotten it yet, you will get it, and it'll be a plain white. It's not going to be an envelope. It's almost going to be like a flyer, like the type of flyers you get when politicians send you stuff that because they want you to vote for them. It's like a letter. Yeah, stapled together, mailed to you. Yeah, it'd be most likely something like that. Not necessarily. You could just actually get it in a letter, a regular letter, but otherwise it'd be something like that. Okay, and it'd be from T-Mobile, and yes, they have been hacked. I found out about a week ago I was hacked, and they stole some. Look like they may have stole some of my data. I have to find out, and you have to go through a lot of procedures. Now, one thing you can do is put a freeze on your credit. Okay, even if you're homeless, okay, you're valuable. Okay, and you're valuable to crooks because a social security number can be used 20, 30 times illegally, and people pay good money for it. Okay, whether they're illegal aliens crossing the border or rich illegal aliens that need a social security number to be in the United States. Social security numbers sell big for crooks. Okay, so even if you're a homeless person and you have that social security number, that sells big for crooks. Okay, so don't ever say, well, I have bad credit on it, because that's not what they really want. There's other aspects of what they want, and there's other aspects that a crook wants. Even a stalker will try to buy information on you. Okay, so you have to understand that. Now, I'm not going to go into too much more detail, but there are a lot of sites to tell you exactly where you need to send it to. On that letter, it tells you some of the places that you need to send your information to, okay, and get that credit freeze put on your credit. All right, now, don't worry. Once you put the credit freeze put on your credit, make sure you write down that number and keep that number in a safe place. Even make a copy of it. Okay, but keep it in a safe place, because you will need that number. If you lose that number, then it's hell to what they call unthaw your credit. And you can unthaw your credit for a particular amount of time, like especially if you're looking for a house or something, you can unthaw it for maybe a month, 3 weeks, even a day if you needed to. Okay, in which your credit can be looked at, and then you can go ahead and get your house and move into your apartment, whatever, and then it freezes back up where no one can get into it. Okay, now the second thing I want to tell you about, this is for a friend of mine, a couple of my friends, and some people I know. I love iOS 15. Okay, I'm not gonna make this whole thing about iOS 15, but one thing you want to be careful about if you're using iOS 15 is it has the ability to look at any picture or any street sign, even any phone number that may be around you, and then zoom in and give that person exactly the location of where you're at. Okay, so if you have had problems with stalkers in the past, sure, this is a useful, excuse me about that, this is a useful tool if you get lost or if you need to find something. But if you had dealt with stalkers in the past, okay, the new iOS 15 that's on all that's on all iPhones 6S's and up, okay, has this ability to do that. So you want to be careful, okay, when you're making your videos, when you're taking your pictures, okay, because anyone can zoom in and find out exactly your location from your surroundings. And a lot of people don't know that. So that's a heads up. So those are two little important PSAs I want to give y'all today. And I hope y'all have a great weekend, and I'll rap to you later. Peace.